Hi, fourth graders. Welcome back to reading class. Happy Friday. This week we have been reviewing, because we had a short week, we have been reviewing making inferences. So we talked about that an inference is when the reader figures out something from the story that wasn't completely explained by the author. So an inference is not something obvious. It's not something that is stated by the author. We talked also about our inference equation. We know that we have our background knowledge, and when you put that together with your text evidence, you get an inference. So the reader is going to use what you already know, your background knowledge, along with what the author wrote, which is your text evidence, what you can point to in your story, and you're going to put it all together to make your inference. We also talked this week that an inference is not saying something that is obvious or that is easily seen. It's not something that you can go to your story and point to. It's not something that your author is going to tell you. And then this week we looked at a couple of examples of pictures and made inferences with them. We talked on Thursday about this picture, about that the boy and the girl both had school uniforms on and they both had backpacks. But that's not an inference because that is something that we can point to. We can point to that backpack. We can point to their school uniform. But an inference about our picture, because we know to go to school you need your backpack, you need your school uniform or your school clothes. So an inference about our picture is that because they have their backpack and because they have their school uniform, they must be going to school. Our picture does not tell us that they're going to school. We don't see the school. They're not in a classroom, but we know based on our background knowledge of what you need to go to school and what we see in our picture that these two must be getting ready to go to school. So, in your Google Classroom today, fourth graders, you are looking for something called Friday Inference Review. It is another Google form. It will look very similar to the things you have worked on this week, except for today you have a different reading passage. So you are going to read the passage about tropical rainforest and you are going to answer all 4 questions. Now make sure you read each part of the question and each answer to make sure that you are picking the best answer for each question, and make sure you are answering all 4 questions before you hit that submit button so you're not missing out on any points. If you get to reading the passage and you have trouble, you can't figure out a word, you're not sure what's going on, I have linked a video of Miss Cameron reading the passage to you. So if you want to click on this and watch with me and follow along, you can do that. But make sure you try to read the passage on your own first. Just a reminder, in your Google Classroom, you do have a inference anchor chart linked. This is a new updated one from the last time we did inference. If while you're working today you get a little confused on what an inference is or how to find it, this is linked in your Google Classroom. And last reminder, fourth graders, I do have office hours this afternoon from 2:30 to 3 o'clock. So if you need to log on and ask me any questions or get any work completed, I will be there. Good job, fourth graders. You've worked so hard this week. I'm super proud of you, and I will see you on Tuesday. Have a great weekend.